In the mid-1800s, William Backhouse Astor's wife, Margaret Armstrong Astor, inherited her father's house. The simple, 20-room rectangular mansion, known as La Bergerie, had been finished in 1815 and was built on a plot of land which had been in the family since 1688. Coming from the Livingston and Armstrong bloodline, Margaret also inherited a large fortune on top of the family's mansion. Of course, her husband was an Astor, the head of one of the wealthiest families in the New World. The power couple decided to move to the well-established estate and update it to the Second Empire style by adding 28 more rooms, a tower, and a fashionable mansard roof. Entering the home, you would arrive in the grand stair hall, styled with parquet wood flooring and artisan plasterwork on the ceiling. The decor ranged from antique European tapestries to busts of the family's ancestors. The couple hired famed Gilded Age architect, Stanford White, to expand and decorate the drawing room, boasting 2 fireplaces, each with gilded mirrors in place of upper mantels. The exterior wall was punctured by deep window encasements, allowing natural light to flood the space when the interior shutters were opened and set flush with their encasements. The dining room continued with parquet flooring set below an antique dining room set. The walls were decorated with family portraits set in gilded frames. Perhaps the most grand of the first floor additions was the library, set in the tower with built-in bookcases reminiscent of the Gothic and Italian Renaissance revival styles. Up on the ceiling, a dramatic pinwheel radiated from the center to pierce the pointed frieze. As we begin our journey upstairs, we could choose between several staircases strategically placed around the house. But whichever way we ascend, we will find ourselves at the second floor stair landing. The second floor stair landing was finished out in glossy tile, meant to reflect the sunlight arriving through clerestory windows. Looking up, we can see a stained glass skylight centered on the cupola, the first thing the family would see in the morning as they exited their bedrooms. The bedrooms were furnished with heavy wooden furniture above plush rugs, with fine oil paintings suspended from the picture rails. The mansion was now set for many more generations of the network of intermarried families to comfortably live in. La Bergerie was renamed to Rokeby, and the estate changed hands to Margaret Astor Ward and her husband, John Winthrop Chandler. Tragically, they both died from a bout of pneumonia. The will provided that their children, now known as the Astor Orphans, would each receive the modern-day equivalent of about $500,000 per year for the rest of their lives. And their eldest son, John, inherited the mansion with all of its furnishings. He sold out his stake of the property to his sister, and eventually, the money began to dry up. Unlike their relatives living in New York City, the countryside of the family had not kept up with modern investing, and their fortunes slowly disappeared over the next few generations. In the 9th generation, Rokeby had passed to Margaret Aldrich, who ran the 420-acre estate as a dairy farm and a house museum, but by the time it had passed to her son Richard, there was no more money left in the family. The farm was struggling, the house was falling apart, and the family lived in the attic out of the way of museum visitors. In the 11th generation, the family was living in poverty inside of the mansion. Alexandra Aldrich gave an interview in which she expressed that she would have preferred to live in a simple ranch prefab house, saying about her middle-class neighbors, "I wanted to live like them." Thankfully, there is still hope for the mansion's survival. Between historical tax credits and preservation grants, the house was able to receive some much-needed maintenance. In addition to the family's continued occupancy of the house, the newest generation has become innovative with funding the house, opening it up as a special event space and wedding venue. Hopefully, this is just the start of Rokeby's renewal, and the next chapter of this mansion's history will be prosperous. What do you think? Is the mansion doomed, or does it have a chance? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments section, and while you're there, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an exciting episode of this house.